What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNudes.com. Welcome back to another one of our previews. Well, the main event this weekend will be the Haskell Stakes live from Monmouth Park. $1 million on Saturday, going a mile and an eighth, and obviously a grade 1 event. Well, we got a field of 8. Let's go through them one by one. It's kind of a field of 5. We got some outliers to just kind of fill up this field here. But wait, again, field of 8. We'll talk about them all. And we'll start with the Belmont Stakes winner from the rail, number 1, Dornoch. Draws the rail, like I said, and obviously coming off of that huge win in the Belmont Stakes. He ran very well that day. He got towards the front. He just did not give it up, and he was able to hold off Mindframe late for the victory. Big form reversal. Fountain of Youth was a win for him to start off his 3-year-old campaign, but didn't look very good. And he had back-to-back kind of poor races after that, and tough company, the Bluegrass, and then obviously the Kentucky Derby. But boy, did he bounce back. He finally got the trip he wanted, and I think that is so important to point out. He finally got the trip he wanted, and it made a big difference. The track also was playing the speed that day. That obviously helped as well. That never hurts. And like we usually say on this channel, most dirt tracks, they do play to speed. So don't be surprised if you look up on Haskell Day and speed is prevalent on this main track. So Dornoch, he draws the rail. I think it's a great post for him. You know what he's going to do. Just go to the front. So he's in with a big chance, no doubt. He'll try to make it 2 in a row. Number 2, Jasper's Pride, on the other hand, not in with much of a chance, in my opinion. The New Jersey bred, he's cross-entered into a race on Friday as well. We'll see which one he actually goes to. But Jasper's Pride, ultimate long shot here if he enters. I don't have a lot of interest in him. Look, from a speed figure standpoint, he's really going to have to step up his game. No doubt about it. All right, let's keep going. Number 3, Tuscan Sky. He was the winner of the local prep race for this one, and he did that in impressive fashion. When you look at Tuscan Sky and what he's done so far, he becomes kind of interesting, I think, in this spot. He had a great debut when he broke his maiden. He only faced 3 horses in his allowance race at Fairgrounds, but he was able to beat Nash. Nash is whatever. Like, he's not obviously great, but he's not awful at the same time. So it was a nice win for Tuscan Sky. Nothing great, but it was okay. Tuscan Sky then goes to the Wood Memorial, and he just totally no-shows it. He was awful. I mean, beyond awful that day. So, there's kind of reasons to think, well, maybe we did kind of overhype the horse. But I'm going to tell you, the last race in the Pegasus Stakes here at Monmouth, the local prep for the Haskell, he was pretty darn impressive. He pretty much galloped away from the rest of that field like they were standing still. It's important to note, domestic product was in that race. He came back and looked pretty good in his last race as well. So there's things to like about Tuscan Sky here. He's kind of going to be, I don't know what that price will be. He's 9-2 in the morning line. I think he'll be a little bit lower than that, but maybe not much. He's a logical alternative here. I'm going to take a second, third, and fourth look at him as I get closer to making decisions on exactas, tries, pick 3s, pick 4s, pick 5s. I think he's got to be in it, to be completely honest. All right, let's keep going, though. Number 4 is Timberlake, and we haven't seen Timberlake since he kind of was a no-show in the, well, not a no-show, but he didn't run very well in the Arkansas Derby. Of course, he was able to win the Rebel Stakes before that, so, he kind of made that 3-year-old debut look pretty good. But, yeah, he's just kind of, I don't know. This was a very interesting entry. I will say that. I really didn't think we would see him here, but he has been working okay. It's kind of hard to get a read on him. I kind of viewed him as a pretty good but not great 2-year-old, and that's kind of how I view him as a 3-year-old. Do you have to be great to win this race? Probably not, but I think you have to be a little bit better than what Timberlake is capable of doing off of a layoff. He's 8-1, and I do think that's going to be enticing. I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach on him. I wouldn't be shocked if he runs well here. I don't know that he's good enough to win it, especially now the layoff. I'm just going to take a wait-and-see with him. I don't think I'll put him on any tickets on Saturday. Number 5 is Fierceness. Fierceness is back here, and listen, he's a polarizing horse to say the least. He was the favorite in the Kentucky Derby, where he was nowhere to be found, and he really, everybody at this point kind of knows what he is. He's up and he's down. He's up and he's down. His best race will dominate this field. His worst race will finish last, even behind the New Jersey breds. And if you think I'm crazy, let's look at a horse that beat him in Florida this year at Gulfstream Park, Hades. Hades couldn't beat me in a race right now, and he beat Fierceness that day, which shows you just how bad Fierceness is when he is bad. Now, when he's good, he's super good. if you believe in the every other like situation pattern, he is due for a big race in the spot. So maybe it comes here. It's hard to trust him. I think anytime he enters now, it's put him on your pick fives. Maybe don't play a win bet on him. So don't let him knock you out of something, but maybe don't put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to Fierceness. Another thing that I'm kind of skeptical of, Tuscan Sky, Fierceness, and Mindframe. Are all three of these horses going to run here? Will one wait to the Jim Dandy next week? I think Fierceness is the most likely candidate to wait to the Jim Dandy next week. I am by no means saying that's what's going to happen. It just kind of feels like maybe he skips it. Why would you run all three in this spot when just 1 week later you've got another race that could prep for the Travers? So we'll see if he enters. If he does, I mean, who knows? Whoever knows with him, right? All right, number 6 on the docket here is Just Step On It. Another horse that's just a real long shot here. New York bred, kind of ran all over the place. Last seen at Parks. Again, seems like filler to me. No interest. I'll go on to the next one. Number 7 is Mindframe. Big interest to this horse. Look, an unbelievable debut race at Gulfstream Park. An unbelievable allowance win at Churchill Downs on Kentucky Derby Day. Really ran a winning race until the final, 200, 100 yards of the Belmont Stakes. This horse took the lead at the Belmont Stakes in the stretch. He looked like he was going to gallop away. He was lengthening on Dornoch. All of a sudden, Irad Ortiz hit him left-handed. He shot straight out towards the grandstand, lost all momentum. Dornoch retakes the lead. They finally get this horse straightened up. He's making ground on Dornoch late, but he ran out of time. To me, he ran the best race. So that's no offense to Dornoch, who I thought ran very well in the Belmont. Mindframe, I thought, other than the little goof up, he was looking like the best horse in that race. Now, here's the good news. Surely they've learned a lot, and that's the thing. You go into the Belmont Stakes, the Grade 1 Belmont Stakes, as your first ever stakes race. That's the worry, right? He's not mature. Things could happen. It may be what happens because he was just immature, or they just didn't know enough about him yet. So now they have that kind of data point, that learning moment, however you want to phrase it. Now be carrying on the Haskell. So the good news is they've learned a lot. The bad news is he's still a lightly raced horse. He still may have some immaturities we don't know about yet. This is just his 4th start. And a 4th start to the Grade 1 Haskell, that's still tough. Now, again, the stakes experience last time out, that probably will be invaluable. I think they probably learned what they needed to learn on him. But he's still a lightly raced horse, so we'll see what happens with Mindframe. And then finally, number 8 is C-Streak. C-Streak was 5th in the local prep for this last time out. This is another New Jersey bred running in the Haskell. That's always a cool story. He's got to step it up. Look, he did not run very well last time out. He's a pretty successful New Jersey bred, but can he step up to this kind of company? If last time was any indication, no. Maybe he will, though. But again, he's just not for me. I looked at the 2, the 6, and the 8, and I thought, well, this is kind of just, hey, we don't have a field of 5, right? We have a field of 8, so it kind of fillers. Probably did the racing office a little bit of a favor. Maybe one of them can jump up and hit the board, but I don't have a lot of interest. All right, well, let's go to the top pick. I really debated between the 3 Tuscan Sky and the 7 Mindframe for a while. Tuscan Sky's advantages, I haven't seen those immaturities out of him. He has a little bit more experience. But I think the number 7 Mindframe has more talent, and that's where I've got to go with. I think he's going to get those issues worked out this time. And look, I've rewatched the Belmont Stakes 100 times, and I do not want to, downplay what Dornoch did, or I don't want to downplay if you bet Dornoch to win, you deserved it. Great job. I think if they don't hit Mindframe left-handed, he wins the race, and I think it was just kind of the natural reaction of Irad to do it. And it didn't work out. I think they learned a lot. I think they'll keep him straight this time. And I think he shows up at that Belmont race. I think he's going to win this one. So give me number 7, Mindframe, on top in the Haskell. All right, it's going to be a great race. For free win picks for every track, every day, make sure to go to racingdudes.com and go to our free picks pages. Those are the most popular thing on the website. You can also go to the products page for all the exactest tries and multi-race wagers that you'd ever want. We'll have you covered there on the products page as well. We'll have Haskell Day at Monmouth. We will have Saratoga and opening day at Del Mar, all coming up on Saturday. So that'll be big. All right, guys, hit that like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe. You really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're betting Monmouth on Saturday.